Hello, everybody, and welcome to another M19 draft here on the channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, welcome. We are going to be jumping into a competitive draft queue. But before I begin, I would just like to remind you that if you enjoy the draft video, be sure to click that thumbs up and subscribe to get updates for whenever I post new content. But without further ado, let's get into the draft. Okie doke. So, Desecrated Tomb is an unplayable rare, but Patient Rebuilding is one of the better rares. It's a pretty great just win con all by itself. And I think this card is very powerful. Herald of Faith is the second best card in the pack by a wide margin, but I think Patient Rebuilding is just too strong not to take here. When you play it on turn 5 and there's like you're not under a ton of pressure, you just can't lose. Or even if you play it later in the game and you're not under a ton of pressure. If you're not under a ton of pressure, you can't lose once you play this card pretty much. It just draws you too many extra cards and wins the game by itself. Herald of Faith is a good card, but it can like die and stuff. And we're going to follow up Patient Rebuilding with probably the best 2-drop in the entire set. So off to a good start. Though Lich's Caress is nice. I really want to play blue to play this Patient Rebuilding. And that part of deckhand is awesome. Though Lich's Caress is like the type of card that really lets you... I think since the rare is missing, we don't know enough about the signals. And we know we want to play blue, but we don't know where we want to go with it. Because we could play like blue plus any color, and since he took the rare, we don't know what like he's playing. So I guess I could just move off. I think I'm going to take Lich's. Lich's Caress is great, but I think Departed Deckhand is just absurd. It's like feels broken every time I play this card. Crucible of Worlds. Oh my gosh. Horizon Scholar. I think Horizon Scholar is going to be my pick. It is expensive, but it's worth it. Scrying 2 after you play a 6-drop is nice. It's a nice top end. It's also blue, which is the color I'm playing right now. I think I always check this, but I'm just curious how much Crucible of Worlds is on Magic Online. M19 1 is like 1.5 ticks. Yeah, it's not worth anything. I think after Horizon Scholar, I would probably take Rejuvenator maybe Child Knight, but this pack is pretty weak. I probably wouldn't take Divination. Now we'll take a Lich's Caress. Now we're starting to get a little bit of a signal. I think Omen Speaker's a good blue card. Skyscanner's a nice card, but Lich's Caress is the perfect card for this type of deck. Seeing 1/4 is a bit of a signal. So now I'd rather have 2 Lich's Caress than a Departed Deckhand, I think. I'm not sure though. Omen Speaker's great, Skyscanner's great, but we're just gonna take the Caress. Hopefully play blue-black control with a Patient Rebuilding as a win con. We're not playing mono blue again, Cornball, I don't think. I think that was a very special case because we had like basically everything we could ever want. Oh my gosh. Psychic Corrosion is not a card I like, even with Patient Rebuilding. Yeah. I like Diamond Mare a decent amount. It's a nice controlling card. You gain a couple life when you name like your main color. It also works with any artifact synergies you might get. I don't like Fraying Omnipotence. Seems really hard to get to work in your favor, so I'm just going to take the Diamond Mare. Now I could take Dwindle, just a great blue removal spell. Salvager of Secrets is a fine card to get back like Lich's Caresses. I think I'm just going to take Dwindle though. It's a cheaper removal spell, and I like it a little bit more than Salvager. Salvager is the type of card that like wins you games where your Patient Rebuilding deck should already be winning, in my opinion. Okay, I could take Frilled Sea Serpent or Skeleton Archer here. There's no other card really worth jumping into another color for. I like Sea Serpent a decent amount, but I already kind of have a couple of top-end guys. I'd rather just take a guy lower on the curve. Also maybe move me into black. I don't need to prioritize Frilled Sea Serpent. It's not insane. It's kind of clunky. I can probably pick one up later. Or even that one at my wheel, because it's like not a card a ton of people want. You only want it if you like a slow blue deck, or just a blue deck that needs some top end. I don't need abnormal endurance, I don't think. Forward your pre-release with blue-red flyers, that's nice. I think I'm gonna take Divination. It's just a nice controlling card. One Divination or like Sift or something is not out of place in a control deck. Abnormal endurance doesn't work well with a lot of my creatures, so I'm just gonna take Divination. So now that we've got through 8 picks, let's just sort by converted mana cost. Hopefully playing blue-black control, prioritizing blue, making our diamond mare gain us a bit of life if we can play it on turn 2. Don't like Desecrated Tomb. I think Daybreak Chaplain's the most playable in my type of deck. I could end up blue-white control. I don't like Stitcher's Supplier or Gearsmith Prodigy in this type of deck. But I wouldn't mind a Daybreak Chaplain if I ended up blue-white. I am definitely blue at this point. That's why one of the reasons I took the Departed Deckhand second was so I could solidify myself into blue. The guy to my left is definitely not in blue because I haven't passed him a single good blue card. I guess I passed him a Divination, but I don't consider Divination good generically in this format like I did in Dominaria. Okay, Doom Dissenter is a nice pickup here. Just a nice defensive 2-drop. I don't like Ghost Form in my control deck or Explosive Apparatus unless I have other synergies with artifacts. I guess we'll pick up a Crucible of Worlds for the value. Bog Stomper, probably not what I want as a win con, but you never know. And I'll take the Loxodon. Comfortable Chill could make the cut. So far, so good. This deck looks good to me. Wow. What a pack. Lena's great. So if I wanted to switch back into white, I would take the Lena, I think. I don't have a ton of creatures. I could just take Aviation Pioneer. I have 3 good black cards. I don't really want to switch into white for Lena plus a couple marginal cards. The Lena is great. I mean, she doesn't, like... So between Aviation Pioneer and going into white and giving up the black, I think the black is going to be better for this type of deck. Hierarchy's Cage is also nice, but I think I'm not going to get any white like next pack, really. And now Plague Mare, pretty clear pick for me. I really like Plague Mare. I think it's a little bit better than Skymarch Bloodletter. It does make you want to play a little bit more black sources than I'm probably going to be running, but it's worth it. It just wipes out a lot of things. Omen Speaker is also great, but I like Plague Mare a lot. Let's go with Skeleton Archer is another card that punishes their 1 toughness guys. Phylactery Leech. We're not going to be playing this. It just doesn't work ever. You can't like reliably get an artifact into play and have triple black. I'm just going to take Abnormal Endurance. It's fine. Good with Plague Mare, good with Skeleton Archer. Now Macabre Waltz. Fine Mare pretty late here. We don't want a second Abnormal Endurance. Macabre Waltz is just a nice grindy card. Submerged Boneyard helps our mana. We don't want the 2-drop or the Tolarian Scholar. We already have enough 2s that we don't need to take a bad one over a card that really helps our mana out. Ooh, another one. I don't think we want more than 1 Macabre Waltz. Anticipate's fine, but I think we're just going to take Submerged Boneyard so we don't get mana screwed. We also have a Plague Mare, and this helps our mana quite a bit. Also, if we wanted to splash something, this makes it easier. Anticipate's not a huge upside card. We don't really need to spin our wheels. Okay, so we're going to put all of our non-creatures over here in this pile. This way we can see everything. We have 2-drops, 3-drops, 4-drops, and then our expensive cards right there. I like this deck. Nice control deck. Seamus! Come on, man. Seamus is my dog. He's cute. We really only have 13 playables, but we could play Uncomfortable Chill or Bog Stomper or both. We'll take a cancel for the sideboard. We're not playing these other cards, and cancel's a fine sideboard card against certain decks. Ooh, Fountain of Renewal is kind of nice in this type of deck, but we don't really have life gain synergies, so I think we're going to take the Vampire Neonate over it. We don't really need another 6-drop finisher. We already have 2 finishers already, and we'll probably get another one pack 3. But I do like Vampire Neonate. And Epicure of Blood is kind of nice. We could take Meandering River to help us splash white if we wanted to, if we open like a Hieromancer's Cage. I'm fine with Epicure of Blood, though. It's good with Diamond Mare, good with Neonate. I mean, it's not good with either of those, but it's like fine with those. Versus the upside of splashing a good white card if we open one, and the white card being better than any black or blue card. I think we'll just take the Epicure. Pegasus Courser. I'm not going to splash a Pegasus Courser. It's a 3-drop aggressive card. And Tolarian Scholar is not unplayable. It's just mostly unplayable. It's like in The Princess Bride. It's like, he's not... There's multiple types of dead. There's dead, and then there's mostly dead. We could take this and maybe open a good red card. I don't think we want Apparatus. Anticipate came back anyway. Let's go. I kind of like Anticipate. It helps us find our Patient Rebuilding. Well, we didn't get a bomb white card, so we kind of... I mean, this card's fine, but Vampire Sovereign is great, so we're pretty happy to get this. This will probably wheel if we want it. So, happy to get the Vampire Sovereign. There wasn't anything in that pack that really competed with it on any axis. This card's just absurd. You should probably first pick this out of most packs. Witch is Slightly Alive. I don't know what you're... I don't know what you just said. Might be, I guess. Let's see who's in our pod. Fradam. Quebec. Hack Daddy. Wilmia. This is the type of card I was talking about. A card you can splash. There's also nothing for us. I think we're going to take Suspicious Bookcase, though. It's a fine defensive card, and then it can like let you get in with for 3 a couple turns. I don't think we're splashing white, though. We have 2 of these. We have to play like 3 planes. And we have a double black card. And double blue card. Yeah, we're just going to take the Bookcase. Bone Dash is fine. I like Omen Speaker better than it, though. Bone Dash, just really hard to hold up. Pretty clunky. It's kind of nice with Vampire Neonate and Anticipate. But you really don't want to be... You can't really hold this up all the time. It's really hard. We could take Electrify. We have this Highland Lake, but again, we have double Plague Mare. I mean, not double Plague Mare. We have Plague Mare, Vampire Sovereign, Patient Rebuilding. So we have like double of both colors. So what would our mana base look like if we did that? We would have these 2, so we'd have 15 lands to work with. We'd want 3 sources, so we'd have 1, 2 mountains. So we'd have 2 mountains, and then we'd have that would be 7 of our lands accounted for, 5 of them. So we'd have 12, and then we go 6/6 or something. Yeah, that gives me 8/8/3. I think I'd rather just have super consistent mana base, 2 color. I'll take a Divination over a Mind Rot. Divination is generally better than Mind Rot. I don't really want another Bookcase. Snapping Drake's a nice little win con card. I'm sure there's some people that are going to be screaming at me to splash, like, oh, you gotta splash the Electrify! Splash it! Splash! It's free! All you need to do is run 2 mountains! And your Highland Lake, which is another tap land. Huh. I kind of like taking Disperse here. I'm a little bit light on interaction. And it's pretty cheap interaction here. Sleep's not what my deck is all about. Sleep is good in aggressive decks, or decks that are kind of assertive, and my deck isn't either of those things. I could take Snapping Drake, but I'm just going to take Disperse. I want cheap interaction. I have some Divinations to get card advantage. I guess I'll take Tolarian Scholar for the board. Frilled Sea Serpent did come back. Nice. We don't really want Child of Night. We already have enough 2-drops, and this one's kind of a bad one. Another Frilled Sea Serpent. Probably not going to run both. I think Frilled Sea Serpent's a little bit better than Bog Stomper. Unblockable is pretty relevant a lot of the time. Jeez. Don't want Blood Divination. I guess I got a third Frilled Sea Serpent. For those matchups where 2 is just not enough. This is our deck right now. Serpent is like another card we could add, but I don't think we need it. I think we'd rather have an Epicure of Blood to go with the Vampire Neonate. Maybe we wouldn't. It's also a 5-mana 4/4, which is just a little bit cheaper. Like 5 mana is much different from 6 mana. We also have the Vampire Sovereign. Let's see what we want to cut. Okay, so we could add a Frilled Sea Serpent, and that's pretty much it. We don't really want to run Uncomfortable Chill, I don't think. Oh, right. Which is Slightly Alive is the thing from the Princess Bride that I was talking about, obviously. Dang. I was like very confused. I don't think we want another Frilled Sea Serpent. I think our curve is fine. We're just going to run 1 extra island. We do have a double black card and a black 1-drop. Actually, we're going to run 1 extra swamp. I changed my mind. We have a lot of double black cards and black 1-drop and stuff. We only need 1 blue to do anything really until the 6-drop slot. This is like 5 drops. I guess Patient Rebuilding. Okie doke, let's see what we can do. This guy was in my pod. I'm on the draw. You knew I'd figure it out eventually. I'm going to keep this. All I need are lands. I also have some like defensive 2-drops that'll get me there. I have a Disperse for some interaction if he goes for something too crazy. I have a Vampire Sovereign to catch me back up. Thanks for letting me figure it out, Cornball. You knew I could do it. You believed in me. Oh, there we go. That's game. Pretty much. Not really. We still have to draw 2 lands. And then it's game. If we're playing the blue-black control mirror. You just played a Manolith. That's actually really like hilarious. Play that deck hand. I just need to survive till I can play Patient Rebuilding. I'm going to just do everything I can to conserve my life total. Apparatus. Divination was such a good draw. Play land. Pass turn. Okay, end of turn. He took 2 damage just in case I played like a Snapping Drake or something. Probably smart. I agree with the play. He's holding up Cancel, Essence Scatter, pretty much everything you could possibly imagine. What are the odds he's running Cancel? I'm going to run Snapping Drake into whatever he has. Essence Scatter, sure. I have Legis Caress to catch me back up. I just don't want to have my Patient Rebuilding canceled. Let's see if he doesn't cancel. He would cancel this if he had to cancel. Okay, so now I can safely resolve my Patient Rebuilding. Aviation Pioneer, and you're probably dead, opponent. He concedes. Yep. He can't beat the patient building. Okay. Blue-black control mirror. I can probably take out Doom Dissenter for another Serpent. Or actually for a cancel. No, another Serpent seems better. I don't want to have to hold up counter magic. I'm not a pleb. I don't have to counter his spells. I can just beat this, like beat straight through him. We're going to keep this. I almost took out the bookcase. The bookcase is like fine to keep me alive against anything he could have on like the ground early. Like he might side into something. Dang it! Oh, we're so dead. He only has 4 cards in hand, I guess, and we have 7 now, so. That was not what we wanted to have happen, though. Disperse is a bad draw, too, because we can't really get value from it here. So Omen Speaker try to scry into something good. He might Essence Scatter it. If he Essence Scatters my Omen Speaker, I'm probably fine with that. Yep, you can Essence Scatter my Omen Speaker. I accept that exchange. I would have kept that on top anyway. Feels good, man. I'm not going to attack into a Hired Blade. Though he probably would have used it. Maybe he wanted to get some value, but I'm not going to attack into it. I'll attack into it next turn. Next turn I can hold up the Suspicious Bookcase for the attack, so he can't destroy me. What you got? Nothing. Opponent is not drawing well. It looks like they look like they're flooding or something. Mind Rot, sure. My last 2 cards were Land, Disperse, bud. You got me. And I drew a Divination to get right back into it. In terms of card advantage, feels good, man. I'm going to go on blue, even though I have a black card in my hand, because most of the cards in my deck are blue. Though I have drawn a lot of my blue cards. Maybe I should have my deck list in front of me. Psychic Symbiont. Okay. That's not good for me. I can give my guy unblockable and put him on a 3-turn clock, though. Vampire Sovereign is much better than a 3-turn clock because I drain him for 3, I gain life so he loses life. And now I have multiple scary threats for him to deal with. Oh, I should have attacked with my 4/4. What the heck was I thinking? Oh my gosh, I'm going to lose because of that. Oh my gosh, for some reason I thought that this was like a good... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, why didn't I attack? Okay. Ping him for one. Let's go. Boom! We won the match, despite not attacking on that one turn when I really had no reason not to. On to round 2. I wonder why I've been doing so much better in competitive leagues. Because I think it might be that in competitive leagues, people draft in a more streamlined way, so they're not like just picking cards because they think they look cool and stuff. Not that people in the intermediates are like horrible at drafting. It's more like that there's people that'll like draft rares more highly or something like that. So like your deck ends up better, so you end up having better games or something. I don't even know. Maybe it's just variance. It's probably just variance. Let's see what we do here. I just feel like my deck is always quite good. Maybe I just have a better understanding of the format than my opponents do. I mean, obviously I don't have a better understanding than Corey Burkhart, but I think that deck was just an exception because that deck was just obscene. Mulligan. Also, that guy mulliganed twice. We're going to keep this hand, though. Needs an island, but we have a couple dual lands. We're going to put that on the bottom. We just need an island. All we need is to be able to cast a Divination. You feel like you have no understanding of this format? Well, you've come to the right place, Hubris Ricarth, because I've been crushing it in this format. I'm not going to say my record recently compared with Dominaria. I mean, that's because you were playing Dominaria for so long. Island. Okay. Opponent not doing anything is good for me. Island. Better than nothing. I'm not going to cast this Plague Mare. I feel like he can get value against blue-white. Both games, I agree, Boba Fett. But I wouldn't call my opponent bad. I feel like they mulligan. They might have had like a flood out or something. Wow. I just need an island. Submerged Boneyard, you're my friend. I love you. Mwah. Man, he's holding up like Bone Scatter for like days here. Gallant Cavalry. Nice, nice. He's holding up Essence Scatter now. Please just draw an island, Nikolai. One time. I'm going to use Abnormal Endurance to kill one of the Gallant Cavalries. I still didn't draw an island. Jesus. This way he can't keep attacking me and he'll probably tap out for something again. Got him. Another Gallant Cavalry. Land. We're going to cast Patient. Oh, I have to use my second island. We're just going to be casting removal spells on his stuff. We're not going to cast a creature into his Essence Scatter. We're taking 4 here, and then we can Lich's Caress. Gain 3. Dwindle it. We'll probably dwindle it. Dwindle plus Anticipate or something. Gravedigger, okay. He's going a bit wide. We're going to be drawing so many extra cards that it's not going to matter. I hope. Disperse is actually a great draw. Dwindle the Vigilance, the Gravedigger. And I'll disperse one of the tokens, and I'll only take 2 this turn. So he has Essence Scatter up. Drawing land is nice. I'll probably counter this. No, it resolves. Nice. I'll counter this one though. Yep. I just don't want him to cast like a Frilled Sea Serpent and then me not have Lich's Caress because I used it. Gallant Cavalry is oddly annoying here. I mean, obviously the card's annoying a lot of the time, but here it's like very annoying. I have a decent amount of life gain in my deck though. He's sifting. I might just Lich's Caress this coming turn. Milled 3 spells. Dang. Oh, that was a good draw. Blue. Kill that. Gain 3. Cancel, sure. I'm still going to gain some life this coming turn. Because of my blue spells. Angel of Dawn, eh? That's a problem. I'm not chumping. I'm just going to block, take 6. Then I'll gain back 2 of it. So I have 5, 6. So he has 4 cards in hand. I'm dead to any removal spell for my flyer. Either way. And if I play Horizon Scholar in this, he kills my flyer, I'm dead, yeah. Let's just go Horizon Scholar, gain life. Hope he has no answer. And then prepare the concede button. Yep, he had a bone dash. Wow, I thought we were really favored there when we resolved this, and then we drew like 2 cards off it. Okay. Let's bring in cancel. Over abnormal endurance. Uncomfortable chill is interesting too. Maybe I'd rather have a 2-3. Than a Dune Dissenter. Abnormal endurance doesn't seem great against him. We're on the play this time. We're going to keep this hand. It's phenomenal. Going to play our Submerged Boneyard turn 1. We're not going to be able to activate the Neonate anyway on turn 2. Seamus. Okay, one of his dual lands. That's nice for him. I think most formats heavily favor good sideboarding. Scholar. Let's see if he counters it. He doesn't. That's good for me. Very nice. Scholar can block all of his stuff. I feel like he would have countered it if he had something. I'm just going to run out my Aviation Pioneer here. Okay, he's trading. That's fine. I'll play my Aviation Pioneer. Okay. Okie doke. We can resolve our Epicure of Blood if we draw land. We'll trade Aviation Pioneer for a Gallant Cavalry. Then Vampire Neonate kind of shuts down the other one. So we both dispersed each other's tokens. I think I come out ahead in that exchange. I'll run out the Epicure, try to bait out his counter. Vampire Sovereign's much more important. And it resolves, which means he doesn't have a counter. That's great. That means Vampire Sovereign's coming down next turn. Actually, he probably has the Bone Scatter card. Bone to Ash. Might have Cancel, might have Bone to Ash. He could also have Take Vengeance. I'm going to attack him, though. And then do nothing, I think. And then Neonate him for 2. He has to do something first here. I'm going to play my Omen Speaker if he wants to counter it. I'm fine with that. Bottom, bottom. We don't want to draw lands here. Jesus. Chromium is a problem. My goodness, we are screwed. He also played that very conservatively. He didn't go for the block or anything. Because he can't really attack with Chromium, and the Neonate is picking him apart. Or maybe he can attack with Chromium. Let's Skeleton Archer. He would probably counter this if he had a counter. Yep, perfect. Yep, this Vampire Sovereign, we're going to try and cast it next turn. For now, though, we're just going to drain him for 2. Attack with all these guys. He'll chump here. Vampire Sovereign. And that kills him. Yes! Oh, that was just game 2. Dang. I thought that was... I guess she played against kind of similar decks 2 times, I guess. I'm not sure. I thought that was it. Comfortable Chill's probably coming in. Not the Serpent. We'll win with our cheaper stuff. Remember that Chromium can't be countered, which is kind of a big deal. On to game 3. That was a kind of awkward game for my opponent. Dang, I thought we were playing against the same guy. Dang, that's weird. I got confused over who I was playing. I thought that was game 3 and I'd won game 1. Bizarre. We have to mulligan. Luckily we can keep our 6. We'll put that on the bottom. We don't want to land. We're already a bit flooded. I don't think Plague Mare is as good. Maybe I should have sided it out for another Tolarian Scholar. I think I have more blue cards by a decent margin. I'm going to name blue. He definitely has Essence Scatter and is thinking about it. Anticipate. It's going to resolve. Feels good, man. I think I'm going to name blue. I have mostly blue cards. Even if the split in my hand is 2-1. I'm going to just play Plague Mare. I don't think I'm going to get value out of it against this guy. I'll actually attack. If he has the hired thing, I can kill it with my Plague Mare. Okay, he's Essence Scattering that. He can't have infinite Essence Scatters is all I'm going to say. He's going to run out at some point. Sift, okay. Shields down for a moment for him. Please draw a good 4-drop. Do I even have a good 4-drop? I don't know. We'll see, I guess, when I draw it right now. That's a good one to draw. We're going to draw it first, in case we draw a tap land. Okay, we didn't hit a land, which is a bit of a bummer because now we have 2 5-drops that we can't cast in our hand, but it's a close game, close match. He does not pressure me very much at all. He probably has Bone Dash, but he can probably just wait forever to... I'm just going to pass. If he has Chromium, I'm in bad shape because he can just wait and cast an end of turn, but I'd rather draw something to bait with first, something cheap. And then when he has 7 mana, I can go for something because that way he can't cast Chromium. I can also shrink Chromium a little bit, maybe. Chromium. Chromium is nuts. Land. Disperse. We're going to cancel that. Hit him for 5. Oh gosh, no. No. I think my best chance is if this resolves. He probably has Bone Dash, but Essence Scatter. Plain old Essence Scatter will do it. Oh, man, I'm in bad shape. Dang it. Chromium can block. Actually, I needed to keep that island on top. I mean, he doesn't need Chromium to block. Yeah, that's game. There's nothing I can do to beat this guy, I don't think, because my I can't kill Chromium, and I can't clock him enough because he has all these counter spells. So he built his deck really well because he could just hold up Essence Scatter and Bone Dash the entire game, and I can't put enough of a clock on him, and then he just casts Chromium and I lose. I guess taking out a creature for Uncomfortable Chill was bad. His Take Vengeance was pretty good too. It was a good match, I'd say. It played very, very close. He must have sided out his Gallant Cavalry. I mean, turn 7, you're probably going to see most of your deck a lot of the time. Exactly, Cornball. I'll see you later. Well, anyway, that is going to do it for this draft video. We didn't manage to make it to the finals, but I think our deck was pretty good. I think the key there was that in game 1, our Patient Rebuilding wasn't good enough to win it for us because we didn't draw the cards we needed to get through his counter spells. We needed to draw more lands and more of our cheap creatures, but we didn't get there. And that was our opportunity because in the other games, we didn't draw Patient Rebuilding. And if we drew Patient Rebuilding was like basically uncounterable for him. He only had to cancel for it, so that was like our key to winning that matchup. But it's okay. We went 1-1, so it was not horrific anyway. But that is going to do it for this draft video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to click that thumbs up and subscribe to get updates for whenever I post new content. It's a great way to support the channel. If you have any questions or comments about the draft or the gameplay or the way I built my deck, be sure to leave those in the comment section down below, and I will happily respond with my thoughts or answers. If you'd like to catch me streaming live, you can find me on twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. There will be a link to that in the description down below. But anyway, that is going to do it for this draft video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time.